welcome Sara.
Thank you.
Yeah, to the Poka podcast episode 2.
Thanks.
Great to have you here and awesome to see you. It's been so long since I've seen you last time.
Yeah, this is really exciting.
Yeah, I'm really excited to have you, and I called you in a little bit short notice, because my other guest, came down with COVID, which seems to be a happening thing lately.
Mm-hmm.
So it was awesome for you to just jump in, and after you've done, how many classes have you done today?
Today I had 8 classes and 1 client coaching session. So I've been talking a lot today, so I hope I have some voice left, but we'll see.
I'm sure you'll do absolutely great. We can always turn the volume up on your mic.
Yeah, good.
But introduce yourself and tell the listeners a little bit about what you do.
Oh, wow. I'm just me. I'm just Sara. I don't know what to say. I have my own studio now with I do sports instructing stuff, and basically I am a sports instructor. I went to school for that, but a few years before I started doing these skincare and makeup things, like a side hustle, I guess, as an entrepreneur. And I was really young, so it was just trying out the stuff and so on. But then when I graduated, I noticed that I could actually do this as well, in the sports industry or with health and wellness. And so I just slowly started doing some stuff on my own, and also for other people, worked at the swimming center and so on. And then now it's this whole thing where I have a lot of different stuff. And it's so messy, I don't even, that's why I'm now trying to make it sound like something, but it's so messy, I don't even know.
That's awesome. Sometimes it's the best way to start, though, is just, throw yourself in the deep end and then figure out which is the shortest way to swim.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So your company's called Wellness by Sara.
Wellbeing by Sara,
Wellbeing
yes.
by Sara, sorry.
Yes.
And so you started in the beautician or the beauty side first.
Yeah.
What inspired you to do that initially?
Well, I've always loved makeup and skincare and all the girly stuff. And it was from my aunt, because she did this same thing. And it's I'm a skincare consultant, so it's these products that I show to people and teach them, and then I sell those products. And I always used them when I was a kid, even though I didn't need any skincare when I was a kid, but still I loved it, so it was so fun. So then I just started to do it myself because I love the products and I thought it was fun. So it was mostly for fun, I guess.
Okay.
In the beginning.
Awesome. Well, Sara, my daughter.
Yeah.
She's now 7 years old, and she's all into the makeup, and Yenny's really struggling to keep her away from all of her makeup stuff.
Yeah.
But I can see kind of where the passion comes from also.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting because we live in a time where that side of things with social media, and this kind of influence that my daughter gets, it's all driven by that. Everything she watches on YouTube or whatever it is all driven around this makeup, beauty kind of
I know.
era.
That's scary now, because when I was a kid, there wasn't social media at all. We didn't have anything. So it was just learning by doing, and you look like a clown and you have no videos to look at, just your mom or something.
It seriously surprises me actually how good she is at it.
Yeah.
She can put lipstick and eye stuff.
Yeah.
I really struggle with all the terminology, so don't
eye
judge
stuff.
me.
Okay.
Eye stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we spoke a little bit before the podcast about my skin issues. I've been having skin issues lately, and I realized that there's this whole empire and world to skincare.
Yeah.
And what we consider wellness, and also it's relative to diet and all these sorts of things as well. Do you do anything on the diet side for people, or you mainly give them advice regarding external skincare?
I do now, because I just graduated as a health coach. So, but it's separate, I think, still. I think they kind of support each other, these things. I do them separately, but still, because I have education from both, I can kind of it's a whole thing. Like everything is connected. So I guess
100%. And so let's backtrack a little bit. So we first met when I was a personal trainer.
Yes.
And I started boot camps in Porvoo.
Yes.
And that's how we got introduced. So I have a little bit of the fitness background. And one thing you really do learn from the fitness side of things, how interconnected everything is regarding
everything.
Health, physical health and fitness, mental health and fitness, internal health and fitness related to nutrition, so on and so forth. So what you're building now and the service that you're providing your customers is trying to encompass as much of that as possible.
I guess, like kind of by mistake, but like I wasn't planning on it in the beginning, and I just had these different kind of interests myself that I wanted to learn for myself, I guess. But then now that I've studied the things, it's just, as you say, like you notice everything is connected. It doesn't matter if you just go hard at the gym. That doesn't matter if your sleep is crap, or your stress levels are too high, or your diet is bad. Like everything is connected. And if you get skin issues, like sometimes that's something you can't control, but most of the time that's also something you can prevent or cure just with your lifestyle. So it's like everything is one whole thing.
It's definitely a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
So, and I see on your social media, you do this. You're gonna have to explain this to, I think, a lot of people. You have like these jumping shoes.
Yes.
What's this called, and what's it about?
It's Kangoo Jumps. It's the name. So it's like a kangaroo inspired shoes, I guess. But that's actually it's hard to explain without showing a picture or video how it looks like, because people are like, what? Some shoes you jump with? But it's like they actually were made in the beginning for rehabilitation. They were made for the like runners, I guess, that had their joints like completely teared and like so bad, or some people that were recovering from surgery or something. Because if you do exercise with normal shoes, it's like this hard surface to jump or run on, and that can be really hard for your joints if you do it a lot. So with the Kangoo Jump shoes, there's a trampoline under the shoe, a big thing.
It's like a spring, right?
Yeah.
If I'm trying to kind of describe it, it's like a eye-shaped spring.
Yes,
is that
exactly,
right?
Yeah. And then there's like metal, the shells, and then there's a T-spring in the middle, which is like made of plastic, and it's bouncy, and it basically reduces 80% of the impact that you have with normal shoes, which makes it really it's bouncy and it's fun, but it's really like safe for people with overweight, because it protects the joints, and it's like just so fun and there is so many health benefits like other than the joint safety, like with how it works on your cells when you jump. Your body works in a completely different way compared to jumping with the normal shoes.
Okay.
So it's a trampoline shoe.
Yeah, because I can imagine, skipping as an exercise is, has a huge history of being a great both warm-up exercise and conditioning exercise.
Yeah.
And then you have, if you go back, to these like 70s and 80s fitness videos, they had like these mini trampolines.
Yeah.
Right? So if we're kind of thinking about the relative exercise, then this would be like a little personal trampoline on your feet.
Exactly. Yes. And the thing with the like trampoline, the actual trampoline that you jump on, you get the same benefits with the joint stuff and so on. But this is much more fun, and everybody should try it.
Are you the only one doing it?
In Porvoo, yes.
In Porvoo, yeah.
But we are in Finland. We are maybe, I would say, close to 30. Or we participated in a TV show last year, so that made the whole thing like kind of expand a lot suddenly. So now I don't know how many we are, but we're growing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
But it's really cool.
Yeah.
And it's always good to see, the fitness industry, even since I was a personal trainer, it changes all the time.
Yeah.
And we're always discovering new things about health and about fitness and, but joint damage and meniscus damage, ligament strain, these are all, things that we've been trying to solve issues for such a long time.
Yeah.
Especially in people that are overweight or in elderly people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, eventually you just get put in this category where like a walk a day is enough.
Yeah.
You know, even though it's, you know, from an you know, like a bone and joint perspective.
Exactly.
Even though they have the energy or they might even have the muscle mass to do more.
Yeah.
But going for a run is just not an option anymore.
Exactly.
So this could be a great thing, right?
This is a huge thing, and that's like, it makes me so happy when customers come to me and say that they haven't been able to run or do any kind of exercise in a very long time because of their joint problems or back problems or whatever. For example, my mom, she has a lot of problems in her knee and has had surgery, and also in her back, and she's a former runner, like she ran marathons and stuff, but then she couldn't do anything for a long time. But now with the shoes, she has like no problem, she can jump with them and still get the exercise and the benefits of all of that, but without the pain, which is huge. And she's like one in so many that has come to me and told me that it's amazing to be able to move again.
That's awesome.
So it's so good.
So good.
Yeah.
So what do you do? What do you do in them? You jump up and down, you run, or you know?
You can do that.
Okay.
There's different like I would say not genres, but like styles of the like shoe. What you can do with them. So, well, they were first made just to go running with outside or wherever, and we do that in the summer a lot. We go running. Of course not on the snow, not on ice, not in winter, but when there's no snow we can run outside. And then you can do, what I mostly instruct is these classes where we do a choreography. So we jump with them, we do different movements, and we make a choreography out of it, which is so fun. And then you can do even more dance stuff, and then you can do more like interval, like just do one jump, like Tabata style. And you can also do muscle training with them.
Okay.
That's kind of incorporated in the classes as well.
Okay. Kind of like squats or squat jumps or these kind of things.
Yeah, we do squats a lot. That improves the balance a lot because the shoe is uneven on the bottom. And then we do a lot of like lifting because the shoe weighs about 2 kilos per shoe. So you can do like, if you hold onto a rack or something, or tree if you're outside, you can do glute kicks or lifts, or you can do on your back, you can do different types of ab exercises and balance. Like there's different things.
Really interesting.
Yeah.
What's the minimum age for this?
Well, we have shoes for kids. I don't have them because I don't instruct kids classes, but there is shoes for kids, and it's from like 18 kilos. So it depends on your weight. And then from 18 kilos up, you can start like jumping, because then they also do the bouncing. If you weigh under that, then it's like it doesn't work.
Really interesting.
Yeah.
So after you decided to get into the health aspect of, you know, how you were progressing in your career, how did you find these kangaroo shoes?
Yeah. That was like weird to me, because I thought I had tried everything in the like every sport there is, because a sports instructor, and we had it in school, like everything, and also because I love to like work out and stuff, I tried everything. But then I was having these classes in Vantaa, and it was this other kind of weird thing where we have this bungee type of thing from the ceiling, and then we do these jumping things as well. So one customer there asked me if I had heard about Kangoo jumps, because she had tried it, and I was like, what? Sorry, what? And she had to write it down for me, because I had never heard of it. And then I googled it when I came home, and I immediately sent a message to the one who has brought it to Finland that I just need to become an instructor, like now, please.
Awesome.
So that's how it happened. Yeah.
Really, really cool.
Yeah.
Really cool. How long have you been in business for now?
With the Kangoo jumps, or
and with the wellness side and beauty side.
The beauty side I started when I was 18, so that's soon 8 years. And then I started. I went to the sports instructor school, ammattikorkeakoulu, in 2015 and graduated 2018. So I guess I started a little bit during school, but I don't really know.
Okay.
Yeah, but the Kangoo jumps is now since 2020, since February 2020, so just before COVID hit. And it's like,
that's unlucky timing.
yeah.
Did you have lots of restrictions?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we all have had.
Yeah, it's been a really interesting
Yes.
couple of years.
Yes.
So let's talk a little bit about your business since you've transitioned from the beauty side.
Mm-hmm.
Is the Kangoo jumps, are they your main source of business now?
Maybe. I would say maybe all the classes, because I don't do only that.
Okay.
Now I have my studio where I have different kinds of like group exercise classes. But I think it's mostly that, yeah. But then I'm a health coach now, so I have coaching clients and then personal trainer clients. Yeah. Okay. So it's like, I don't really know. I'm not good with numbers and stuff. I just do. So
sometimes it's best.
Yeah.
Is just to do it.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can get stuck. And, I speak with a lot of new entrepreneurs and
mm-hmm.
I do some small consulting on the side.
Mm-hmm.
And, I speak with Andre pretty often about his business and we've been working through that. And COVID's been a really tough time for new businesses also, and the decisions you make and
mm-hmm.
the paths you go down. Sometimes you can get really stuck in the details.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just need to kind of get out and just do it.
Yeah.
And then just kind of figure it out as you go.
Exactly.
Sometimes it's the best way.
Exactly.
Yep.
And to me, it's more important to just like what I do and have fun. Otherwise, there's no point of doing it, I think. So everything I do I would do it. Of course, I wouldn't do it like anything if it was like free and I couldn't get any money, but I still would do the Kangoo jumps because it's so fun that I don't need to get paid for it.
It doesn't feel like work.
No, it never does. It's the best thing.
Yeah, and I mean, you're in the service industry, so
yeah.
If you're not enjoying it, your customers aren't enjoying it.
Exactly.
And it's so obvious.
Yeah.
So it's awesome to hear that you found such something, that you really enjoy doing and you're able to offer that service to a large group of people.
Yeah.
What have been the challenges since starting as an entrepreneur for you that you've experienced?
I would maybe say that I was so young that I guess it was more in my head that I thought people wouldn't take me serious and that I'm just this you're just a small little blonde girl, you don't know anything. And I guess nobody ever told me that. I don't think that was really how people thought. I realize now, but that's how I thought it was. So a lot of like limited beliefs and like things too that held me back a lot in the beginning, I think. And of course, like COVID and all of these things has been a fucking hell, but it's those things they will always, I think, be there in some form.
Yeah, there's always some kind of challenge for sure, whether it's economic or it can be personal also. As an entrepreneur. It's stressful to run your own business. It's
mm-hmm.
stressful to manage your own money and manage your own clients, and it can be stressful.
Yeah.
So, but you did start very young, which personally I find very interesting. I also started quite young as an entrepreneur, and definitely did a ton of wrong things.
Yeah.
And I'm still doing, making mistakes every day.
Good to know I'm not the only one.
No, you're definitely not the only one. I think every entrepreneur out there, regardless of their experience level, still making mistakes.
Yeah.
But you're still in business after 8 years, and that shows that you're doing something right.
Yeah.
Right.
I guess, yeah. And I get easily bored, so I just have to always come up with new stuff. And I just told my best friends and family that next time I get this good idea of something like a small nice little project that I want to do, just stop me, please. Stop me, because now with the studio and everything, it's been awesome, and this is exactly what I wanted to do and has been dreaming of. But it's so much work, and I'm so tired. It's so horrible, but it's worth it.
Yeah. When did you get the studio?
Like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
It's a big step.
It is.
This is the first place you've kind of rented.
Yeah, as my own.
As your own.
Yeah. Up until now, I've been my own classes I've had outside mostly, and then rented some places. We just went everywhere with my people, and then I instruct to other gyms and to other business, other companies. But now I have my own place for my own kangaroos.
Yep. That's nice.
Fun.
Are you trying to incorporate also the beauty aspect to that location, or?
Yeah, I have a little small like kitchen office there where I have my beauty stuff and the coaching things and everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
One location where you can have an all-encompassing.
Yes.
Wellbeing by Sara.
Yes, we already planned to have, because now we have this Friday class called Perjantai-bileet, which is Friday party, and then now we're planning to make it into Perjantai-poreet. After the party, we have this bubble, like what's the ulkoporeallas? This
jacuzzi.
Yeah, jacuzzi outside there, and
nice.
then after training we just go there and have some skumpa and things. So that was again just this fun little idea.
Great idea.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
Exactly.
I'm sure my wife is 100% in on that.
Yes, come.
For you, you have your own location now. What are you planning to do in the future? Is it something you're just working day by day on, or do you have a grand master plan?
Of course I do.
Cool.
But it's like...
Don't tell me it's a secret.
No, it's not a secret, I guess, but it feels like... I know, it's always scary to talk about the big dream. Somehow, I don't know. One day, or back in the day, this was like that big dream that I was afraid to say out loud, that I now have my studio. So maybe you should just say it. But I would love to be able to not be like stuck to one place. I don't mean stuck, but I mean like that I have to every day be at this location. I want to be able to be anywhere in the world and still work from there, which is not possible now because I have to be physically on my classes, and I want to because I love it. But one day I would like to maybe be able to do the coaching and all of the selling the products so much online that I don't have to be at the location all the time. I can just be on the beach somewhere, because now this snow is I'm done.
I feel you.
I guess you do.
I feel you.
Yeah.
I come from a very warm place.
I know.
And the worst thing is that when it's winter here, it's summer in Australia. So all of my friends are just on beaches, on boats, surfing, eating fish and chips in the sun.
Oh,
it drives me nuts. If it was summer here as well, I wouldn't have an issue.
Yeah.
But it's mentally challenging.
Yeah, when it's like this here. I can't even imagine.
It's mentally challenging.
Yeah.
There's a unique opportunity now in our day and age where we can work remotely. This didn't exist 10, 15 years ago.
That's true.
So I don't think, that's such a big dream. I think it's I think it's definitely possible.
Yeah. I know it's possible. It's just at the same time I'm like, but I want to be with my kangaroo family every day all the time, but I still want to be at the beach. So it's like how to do, you can't have everything.
Yeah, but you can just expand your kangaroo family.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? So if you see it that way, the more people you can serve, the larger the families that you have.
That's true.
It is hard though, especially in the service business, and I find this in the restaurants also. I have a particular way in which I want to see my business represented and the programs that I do represented, and I have my own coaching style and my own customer service style, and it can be hard to hand that over, and give that to someone and find that person that represents you in that way that you go, yes, you know what I mean? You're doing a better job than I could.
Yeah. I hear what you say, because I've been thinking if I sometimes I'm just I could never trust anybody to do this that I'm doing now, even though I'm it would be so nice to just delegate this, not have to do all of this boring stuff. I could just go and have fun and have my classes, but then I don't trust anybody to do it as well, even though I'm not good at that, but still it's hard to, I don't know, because it's your baby, and then somebody else gets it.
100%. But there is a little bit of, solace that I can give you.
Okay.
You do eventually find that person.
Okay, good.
It takes time.
Yeah.
And I think another part of it is you're not 100% sure what kind of person you're looking for yet, because you're still in this stage of business where you're developing your client base and you're developing your products and the services you offer. So you don't have a very clear image of okay, this is the kind of person I need to find.
Yeah.
You can find people with energy, but then they're missing kind of that other X factor. You can find people that know how to run the business, that don't give so much energy. But
Yeah.
when you eventually have a much clearer picture on what it is that you are
Yeah.
trying to achieve,
Yeah.
then at that point, you'll
Oh.
identify that person.
I can't wait. Because that's on my big dream list, to have my like person that I can, that is another like me, that gets exactly, I don't even have to say anything. She just knows what to do, you know?
Yeah, the person can read your mind.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be fun.
You'll find that person.
Okay, good.
And yeah, it takes time, but
Thanks.
eventually you do.
Okay.
And, you know, for us, or for me in the restaurant business, you know, now I have many restaurants and lots of restaurant managers.
Wow.
And my job has changed from being the customer service guy to being the coach to the customer service people.
Ooh.
And that's an interesting transition, because you go from the person that's directly impacting the day-to-day to the person that has to have a little bit of a bigger picture on how things are going to progress in the future and how you maintain the day-to-day.
Wow.
It's a transition. It changes, but it's really cool.
Is it scary?
I don't know if it's scary, but it's stressful.
Okay, yeah.
It's stressful because it's stressful on the mental aspect, because you doubt your decisions.
Yeah.
And you doubt or you know, you question oh man, is this the right direction? Is this the right person? You know, is this person responsible enough? You know.
And it can go so wrong, but then you learn, I guess.
Yeah, you do. I've had partnerships go wrong, and I've had people in, you know, representing my businesses and my companies that haven't been a great fit in the end. And you learn, then you kind of continue to filter down that person that you're looking for to eventually find that key individual.
Ooh, interesting.
So now, give me 3 tips, because as I said, I'm useless on the personal care side.
Okay.
Even on the fitness side, I haven't been great lately, I'm not gonna lie. But give me 3 tips, or that you would give anybody to look after their basic well-being.
Wow, 3 things. How can I ever get down to 3 things? I would say get rid of the poisonous things in your life, and that can be so many things. So that's actually like, maybe in that one thing is probably 100 things, but it's like food, the poisonous food for your body, because food is I believe the baseline, and also the poisonous people and the poisonous just things that don't make you happy, and things that affect your mood negatively. And like, sometimes too much social media can be poisonous. Sometimes it's good to like get inspiration or something, but it can be poisonous. So just everything poisonous in your life, get rid of that. That's one. And then I would say this is a hard question, because I'm trying to think what I would say. I have a lot of different things, and I can't pick which ones are most important because there's so many. But I would say surround yourself with people who uplift you, because if you are with people that are giving negative energy, you can't help it but also get negative, and that's not worth it, I guess. I think, because life is too short. And then a third one for what was it? General well-being.
Yeah.
Sleep a lot and work out.
Perfect.
Okay, that was one.
It's 4, but it's fine.
Okay.
It's fine. I want to talk a little bit about the poisonous thing. Because this is something I think a lot of people struggle with.
Yeah.
And now the way in which our lifestyles have changed, identifying that poisonous aspect of your life can be really complex. You know, because we all have social media.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just, you know, but we don't really know how to limit ourselves. And I think, especially, you know, my generation or you know, our generation, because we're the first generation to be, you know, so heavily involved with being online, we haven't quite learnt how to deal with that
Yeah.
really, and we're still kind of going through that.
Yeah.
Is there something that you think people can use to identify whether social media and being online is good or bad for them?
I think people don't know the difference. I don't think people really think about it, or I don't know, but this is like kind of the vibe I get, and people like sometimes like don't even understand or grasp how much they are affected, or how much like insecurities they can have because of something online, or like just anything. And I guess even more like young people, because that's all they know. We still have had the time before social media, and I'm so happy for that. But the young people, they don't even know. That's their reality. And I think that's really sad.
Yeah, definitely. My daughter's already struggling.
Really?
You know, there's just struggling to the point where, or in regards to where it's just like an extension of her arm.
Uh-huh.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I try to limit it, of course. And I try to, take her, we still go on hiking trips, and a part of renovating the camper van was getting away as a family and trying to separate from the technology a little bit. But it's very hard. All of her friends are on the phone all the time, and so that generation's going to really, they got a big uphill ahead, I think.
Yeah.
From a mental aspect.
Yeah, exactly.
It can be really tough.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's just there all the time. And of course you get addicted to it because it's made that way. So it's an addiction, and it's like, for me too. Like, I'm not going to deny it. It's like here all the time. Like now I'm struggling not to look at it, but I'm really trying.
Yeah, and we justify it also from a business aspect, because we do use it as a business tool.
Yeah.
And it does have a component which,
is
really important.
Yeah.
I think that the online content of your business, and we spoke about this in the last episode with Andre, the way in which a business represents itself online has become very, very important as the pool of competition has just continually increased.
Yeah.
So it can be tough, for us. I find myself on it all the time, checking out competitors, or looking at our own feed and thinking about how we could do things better or whatever it might be.
Yeah.
But it's definitely challenging.
Yeah, it is. And especially because so much is on there, and like on the different platforms, and also all my customers are there, which I talk to every day. And then you get so easily distracted, because then something is popping from here, something from here, and then you find yourself scrolling through like whatever weird things for 5 hours, and then oh, that was my day. Well, I still have a lot of work, so I'm gonna work through the night then. Like it's horrible.
100%.
Yeah.
And it gives a really false reality, which I struggle with also.
Yeah.
On the fitness side, extremely.
Yeah.
As you said, though, it can be good for motivation as well. And if you're someone that can look at another individual and go, okay, I'm inspired by that. I'm gonna go to the gym. But most people aren't. They look at it, and all they experience really is like this faint underlying jealousy factor that kind of plays on their mind.
And I guess a lot of shame, I think people feel, because they're not that, and they should be, according to whoever, the society.
That's why we have filters.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. It's like, but and what I love, because you did 8 classes, like 8 sessions today. And you just come and you're just like,
well,
ready to go.
I had time to shower, so I wouldn't smell now for you guys, but I didn't have to do anything else or time. But it is what it is.
No, but I appreciate that. I think it's really like honest also.
Yeah.
Because most people be like, no, can we do the podcast at 9:00? Because I need to go home and get ready. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because it's like, I don't have time for that.
Yeah, exactly.
I
prioritize my sleep.
Yeah, 100%. How many hours a night do you sleep?
Oh, I would like to say something else, but I know exactly how much I need, and it's a little less than that now, because it's just crazy now, but I really prioritize my sleep. I do. But I guess I know I need 7.5. That's my golden time. But I get about 6 or 6.5 right now. But I'm working on that.
Why is that?
Because I don't give up my mornings, my morning routine. That's important to me, and I wake up really early, and I don't want to give that away because that's the only time I get to myself. And then my work is until my classes are quite late, and then it takes time to shower and go home and clean the studio and eat and say hi to the people,
and calm down also.
Yeah,
you need like that calm down time.
Yeah,
you try to put all of the work at the back of the mind, because
try.
otherwise you don't sleep well.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, but I'm working on it.
What's your morning routine?
Ooh,
Talk to me, Miss Young Entrepreneur.
I love my morning routine, and I sound so nerdy when I talk about it, but I really love my morning routine, and I'm happy to talk about it.
Let's do it.
So I wake up every day 5:25. That's the exact time, and I get up and I go out for a walk immediately. Usually I live like 20 minutes walking from the center, so I walk to the old town and back, and then I go to the shower. I have a cold shower. I love it. Now I sound so dorky, but yeah. And then I usually take my supplements and put on the coffee, because that I have made the day before. It's these things that make me so happy, that I have perfected a routine, and it makes me smile. So I just put on the coffee machine because it's ready. Oof. It's the details. And then I usually make breakfast already because I'm in the kitchen, but I don't have it right away because I'm not hungry at that time. And then I usually do my makeup and everything, so that's done. Put on my clothes, make the bed and stuff, and then I have this like quiet time. I usually read the Bible, and I have some affirmations, and then I have my goals that I usually read through, or I write them down like again, because that makes it stay here. And then that usually takes about 2.5 hours. So then it's time to go. I take my breakfast and then I leave for work usually.
Awesome.
Yeah, and I like to do that slowly. Like it's exactly like coffee, now my supplements, now it's this, and I just love it.
Routine.
So
Routine's so important.
Yeah.
Having kids, I'm obviously envious, because
no,
having
sorry.
kids destroys routine.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
Yeah, as hard as you try, like you have this routine where you put them in a bed at a certain time.
Yeah.
And they just don't go to sleep. You know what I mean? And you go, okay, we're gonna put them to bed at 7:30.
Yeah.
And after that, we'll make ourselves some kind of light snack.
Yeah.
Yeah. 8:30, 9 o'clock. You're still going in and out of their room.
Oh no.
It's tough.
I'm so sorry. I can't even imagine.
No. Well, thank you. I feel so much better now. That
Oh.
But routine is really important.
Yeah.
What supplements do you take and why?
I take the vitamin because of winter here.
We live in Finland.
Yeah, and exactly. We live in Finland. And I take omega-3s because I don't like fish. I don't really eat fish. So I need that. And then I have this stuff that is called black stuff. It's for your gut, to heal the gut and to give you like the good things for your gut that we don't get anymore from the food. And then there's these, like, because I'm so active in my work, I take these other things. I don't know if they help, but it's more like maybe for my, I take this so I will push through this day with all the classes. It's those like boosters for physical activity.
Okay.
That's about it.
Cool.
And lemon water.
Why did you choose those? Based on research you did or?
Yeah, both research I did, and then because it's I guess it was because I participated in this biohacking thing in 2020. We were there with the Kangoo shoes. We had our own stand, but there was a lot of different supplements and like interesting stuff. And there was the black stuff guys. And so I just learned about it and was like, I think I need that because I've had troubles with my gut. As I think most people do have. And that's why. And some of them because it's like Finnish brands and you know, support your local.
Black stuff.
Yeah, black stuff.
I have to check it out. Yeah, gut health is something that I struggle with for sure.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Like I eat pretty reasonable and balanced.
Mm-hmm.
I had my gallbladder removed.
Oof.
like 2 years ago.
Okay.
And it's been pretty interesting since then because diet has to change a little bit.
Yeah.
I haven't done too much research into it, but I do feel like I absorb less nutrients from food than I used to. I don't know why.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually thought that might be an onset for the skin issues that I was having.
I was just gonna say maybe, yeah.
Maybe. Hard to tell because,
Yeah.
you know, when I went to the doctor, he was like, I don't really know. We don't really know what this is, actually.
Exactly.
It's just something that people have.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's crazy.
It's
like,
crazy.
what? You don't know?
Yeah. Exactly.
But you're meant to know.
Yeah.
Tell
And then
me.
you still give me this medicine.
Yeah,
But you don't know what it is.
You don't know? Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, he's
Okay.
like, take this, it's going to kill your gut.
Yeah.
But take some good bacteria because then that'll help. I'm
Oh
like,
my God.
okay.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll do it.
Yeah, exactly. Give it to me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a really interesting time from a medical perspective also.
Yeah, really.
We have so much technology, but there's still so much we don't know about the human body.
Exactly. And it's so interesting. Also from the, like now I do the health coaching stuff, and when I have my clients, it's also so individual. Like even though we are all kind of the same, but still on the spectrum, we're so different, like so different. So when somebody asks me like, now I have this problem, this, and what can I do? Like, what can I do? It's like, well, I don't know, because it depends on like 100 things. So we have to like really get into like so many details on what the cause can maybe be, and still we can't know.
It
But
can be
it's
a lot
like-
of trial and error also.
Yeah.
And we live in a time where people just want instant
Yes.
like solutions.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But
I
they just
know.
don't exist.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're just trying and see if it helps or not.
For new young female entrepreneurs, give one of your big tips for turning what you enjoy doing, your passion, into something that makes you money.
You have to like it. You have to love it, because otherwise it shows that you do it for the money, you know. I think that really shows, and you can't fake that. You can't fake that you really, really love something. And when you do, people that also are like-minded, they will follow, and then it just happens. And just don't be afraid. Just do it. I think just do it.
Don't be
Don't be afraid to
Nike.
do it. Yeah, exactly.
Nike. Sorry, Nike.
Sorry.
I know it's trademarked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just do it, I think, is a great phrase.
Okay.
Sometimes you just have to jump in. Like I said
Exactly.
before, it can be tough when you're young though. Like you said, there's a lot of kind of doubt you have in yourself to take that step, especially when you're like 18, 19 years old. There's some characters like me that I have zero fear at starting and failing stuff.
Oh wow.
It's not a great thing. My wife really doesn't like it. She really does not like it that I'm just like, hey, we should do this, we should do that. Hey, what if I do this project? Hey, I'm going to buy a van. Hey, I renovated a van. Hey,
Yeah.
I'm getting into podcasting. She's like,
But it turned out great, right?
well, it always turns out some way.
Yeah, some way.
Right? But I always learn something from it.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you always, regardless of, whether you start your business and you fail, or if it goes viral and crazy successful, you always learn something from
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I think so too.
What's a hard lesson that you've learned over the last 8 years?
Well, I would say to not be in a rush, like to let it take time and to let it be slow, because that's sometimes a lot better than just rushing and doing it like half-assed. Sometimes that's good, because sometimes done is better than perfect, and you just have to do something and you learn on the way, and then you notice that maybe didn't work out, but this good, and you wouldn't have known if you wouldn't try. So not always, but sometimes it's better to, even though you have no patience and you just want it to get done now, to just let it take time. Yeah.
Okay. And how did you... So you made this mistake before?
No, I think it's like it's reoccurring.
Yeah.
Because I'm really impatient.
Yep.
And I want things done yesterday.
Yep.
But I'm so messy myself. Like I'm not the most organized, I would say.
Your morning routine is probably the most organized routine I've
Exactly.
ever heard.
That's why I'm so proud of it. Oof, that's my
Yeah.
like, yes. But other than that, no. And yeah. And
You said something in there which I'm going to pull out and extract a little bit.
okay.
You said done is better than perfect.
Yeah.
Why do you believe that?
Because otherwise you wouldn't, or I wouldn't have done anything, I think. And this is actually something that one of my mentors from the skincare business told me one time when I was like, I was having like some issues with something, and I was like, I really want to do this and this and this, and this is what I want to accomplish, but something. And then she just told me that sometimes like really gently, sometimes done is better than perfect. Like just do it and then you can build it. And then I started to do that more, and I think that's one of the biggest reasons that I even have a studio.
Cool.
Because it's done, it's not perfect, you know?
Yeah. I totally agree.
Yeah.
I think that the first step is important, you know, getting it done and then perfecting it along the way. Because sometimes when you start something, if you start it perfect, it doesn't turn out that it actually is perfect.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it can be, you know, hypothetically, you open this beautiful, perfect studio, you know, the floors are amazing, the lighting's perfect, the space is great, you have great ceiling height.
Yeah.
But then you're like, oh man, there's no place for my beauty place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you're just like, I totally forgot about that because I was so heavily
Yeah.
thinking about this one thing that had to be perfect that I
Exactly.
forgot about these little aspects.
Exactly. And then so many times also, if you just wait for something to be perfect, it's never going to happen because nothing actually is perfect, I think. And that's the beauty of it as well, to let it be raw sometimes. That doesn't mean it has to be like shitty, but there's a difference, you know? And if something is not completely perfect to me, it probably is to somebody else. Just perfect enough, you know? So then I think, yeah, I would have left a lot undone if I would just wait for something to be perfect or for the perfect moment, because that never comes.
Never comes.
Never.
The amount of times people ask me when is the right time to start a business.
Yeah, it's never.
It's never.
Or just now.
It's going to be hard tomorrow. It's going to be hard tomorrow. You know, yesterday.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard today.
Yeah.
Start it and then just, you know, patch the boat as you go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's really good advice. The done is better than perfect, I think it's not a phrase I've actually heard before.
Okay.
And I'm definitely going to use it.
Yeah. Do it.
Hesitation, I think, is the first killer of new businesses.
Yeah. I think so too.
Of course, you need to plan, you need to think things through. And you need to have a bit of an awareness of what the direction is you want to take, you know, your idea in. But at the end of the day, if you hesitate for too long, you know, somebody else could start that idea.
Yeah.
If you hesitate too long, you can be in a position where you've overthought it and then you come out with a product that is just way overdeveloped, especially from like a pricing standpoint.
Yeah.
Whatever it might be.
Yeah, exactly. And also if you like start to think too much about stuff, then like for example this thing, if I would have had more time to think about it, I maybe would have said no, because I would have gotten scared or like suddenly just like, no, I can't do it, no. But then now it was like this morning I was like, yeah, why not? And I didn't have time to really think about it actually. I was just like, yeah.
I threw you in the deep end for sure.
Yeah.
And we didn't have any kind of rehearsal, so.
No. No, but
sometimes it's the best way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Done is better than perfect.
Done is better than perfect.
Yeah.
This conversation could be curated a little bit more, but at the end of the day, we probably wouldn't find out a lot of things if it was.
Yeah.
Because we'd be following a script.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you do? What does Sara do to calm her mind down on a stressful day?
I wish I had something good to tell you, but it's I know what I could do and what I should do because I'm educated in that, so I could have a lot of tips, but I can't like stand by actually doing it. But in the evenings, the way that I calm down is by stretching. Like I have to do something like physical, I guess, with my body, like stretching but deep stretches, and at the same time listening to something really mellow or whatever, but it can't be only that, because then I get like really, it has to be something with my body that I do. Otherwise it doesn't work for me. Like just, I couldn't sit and meditate or try to do some breathing exercises, because I'm that like a little bit ADHD in that way. So it has to be like some kind of task or physical. So I stretch.
And I guess part of it's also preparing for your morning routine.
Yeah.
Right? You getting the coffee ready and, you know, if you prep your breakfast or whatever you might do.
Yeah.
So you're kind of starting that routine, even though it's a morning routine, you're kind of preparing your mind that the day's ending and you're going to go to sleep and then you're going to wake up and you're going to turn on the coffee machine and do your walk and right?
And a big thing is I think now that I studied more these health things is to not have any blue light like this. I tried to put the computer away quite early, and also my phone, I always have it on the night shift mode, so it's like yellow light, and I never have any lamps on. I just have like candle lights or like really some just, you know, Christmas lights. I still have them, so because that's cozy. Winter lights.
Christmas is over, you know.
No, but it's winter lights.
Okay,
it's seasonal lights.
Okay.
For the coziness.
I understand.
Yeah, because I read something that even like the smallest amount of light, like in some ceiling thing, like those things, if it has even a little like light and it's completely dark, that affects your sleep. So, and I've noticed that if I'm on my phone in the evening, I don't sleep well. So that's a big thing in the night, that I just try to put that away and put like a lot of yellow light, so it's calming my mind.
Something physical, I think, is a good piece of advice.
Yeah.
I think everyone should do something, even like an evening walk, if you really struggle to calm your mind down, stretching, dynamic stretching, these kind of things. And I see it more as a release of like the day's toxins. Yeah. And I have different things, but I really don't like to watch TV in the evening. Yeah. I really struggle with that. If my wife is there on watching TV, I don't like to get my mind stuck into what I'm watching. Yeah. Yeah, and then also, I don't know about you, but I get so hyped of something. If I watch something or something, I get like creative and ideas and stuff, and I don't want that happening in the evening, because then I'm up all night and I need my sleep. Let's talk a little bit about cold therapy. Oh, because you just brought it up, and oh man, I hate cold showers. Oh, it's the best. But did you get this from Wim Hof? Well, I've gotten a little into Wim Hof after, but I guess it was from I think also the biohacking, like it's not a seminar, it was like like this whole thing, like a fair. Yeah. So from there was just all of these biohacks, and cold therapy is kind of a biohack, I guess, or it's just like something that us Finns have done always. But true, actually, I didn't even, yeah with the ice swimming and stuff like this. Yeah, true that. It's like really common here, but now they do it everywhere in the world, but they have these tanks so they can get the benefits, but we are really lucky here that we have it just naturally. But yeah, I don't know, and then I started watching some YouTube and also Wim Hof, but I think that's maybe a bit too extreme for me. That dude's crazy. Yeah, but really interesting. Yeah. Do you know of a guy named Ross Edgley? No. Oh, I've got you into something now. This is a rabbit hole. Oof. Ross Edgley is an insane individual. Okay. His premise is kind of breaking the traditional laws of strength and conditioning. Okay. And he has a book called The World's Fittest Book. Okay. Which I definitely recommend for like anyone. Okay. It's such an easy read. It gives you a good foundation on fitness and activity. I find it really interesting. Mm-hmm. Anyway, Ross Edgley, specifically his most recent achievement is he swam around Great Britain. It's a big country. He swam 6 hours on, 6 hours off for like 157 days or something. What? That's next level insane. Next level. I mean, this guy, he climbed a 10-meter rope continuously to the height of Everest. What? He pulled a car in a running in a marathon, length of a marathon.
Wow.
He did a triathlon, pulling a tree trunk, like 45 kilo or 100 pound tree trunk or something.
I'm really like, now I'm happy you're filming this because because I'm not easily like, because my dad is what's it called? Not elite runner, but he's those like extreme runners, or what is it called when they run like so many hundred
like
kilometers?
an ultra runner?
Yeah.
Wow.
And so like I'm not easily like impressed by things because it's like every day for me because of him. That's next level insane.
That's next level insane.
Oof.
Really interesting guy.
Okay.
And yeah, and he really pushes the premise of that strength and conditioning can't necessarily, or strength and endurance can't coexist.
Okay.
And he just, he's an amazing individual. Someone you have to check out.
Yeah.
And reading his book, actually, The World's Fittest Book, is how I found out about Wim Hof the first time. The Iceman.
Send me this because I'm not good at remembering names. But send me
I'll
later.
send you. Yeah. He's hugely popular now.
Okay.
I can't remember how I first found out about him. I think maybe him and Eddie Hall, you know, the strongman Eddie Hall.
Yeah.
They have some kind of relationship. They're both from the UK. And
okay.
I think I first found out about Ross when I was reading about Eddie Hall. Anyway.
Okay. Wow.
Amazing. But one thing that really interests me is how dynamic and diverse our bodies are.
Mm-hmm.
And we just, I don't know why, even myself, I'm not going to be hypocritical here. I'm in probably the worst shape I've ever been in.
Okay.
But I definitely find I do have a history of training, and I still play rugby, and I try to stay a bit active. Of course, business slows things down. But I really find that so much of society is so, I don't want to use a word, but lazy.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe. And when I saw your kangaroo shoes,
I
was like, man, this is a solution to quite a few problems.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the laziness derives from, there's mental challenges to it also, but also the physical hurt and pain of what people have, like this, that arthritis and these kind of things, and they go, I've got arthritis, I can't do anything.
Exactly.
And it holds them back.
Yes.
So having some kind of solution.
Yes, and that also affects the mental side so much. Like people are so depressed nowadays, and also, well, we know because we have been working out a lot, so we know that boosts our mood. We get like happy, we get the endorphins, and it's a good mental buffer to be in good shape and do that. But people who don't and like just get sick and get these problems and have these problems with the back and stuff, and then also the mental side, it's affected so much. So it's like it's a whole disease.
100%. That's been my biggest thing, the mental struggle.
Yeah.
I can go and I can lift. Like I can walk in the gym and I can still lift, 240. I can still squat 200. Like I'm still very strong.
Yeah.
But the mental side, I'm just like, oh man.
Yeah.
I just worked 16 hours.
Yeah.
Like my brain's fried, you know? But then when I, usually or sometimes Yenny pushes me, she's like, go to the gym.
Yeah. She knows you're going to be.
She knows I'm going to be better after I get back.
Yeah.
And this, relative to the mental side, is the cold therapy. A lot of people, I had a really tough period at the beginning of COVID because, I felt really responsible for everything that was happening with my staff and having to tell them they were going on lomo tours. Like that was tough. As a business owner, you kind of feel like partly responsible for how they pay their bills and the welfare of their family to a degree. And I had just this period where I was like, hot showers almost bothered me.
Okay.
Like they agitated me.
Okay.
So I had cold showers just for that period of time.
And it helped you?
It helped me.
Yeah.
Really. I don't have cold showers every day. I'm not going to lie about that. But during that most stressful time, I just felt like the heat was not something my body wanted.
That's interesting.
If that sounds weird.
No, that's really interesting. And sometimes also it can be the other way around. I've noticed with me, I like to go to Avanto, like to actually swim in the outside in the winter. But now this year I felt like that's too much somehow. That's like, because it's a stressor for your body, but it usually is in a good way. Like your body gets more resilient and more strong from that kind of short stress response. But then if you already have your stress levels very high and like are stressed and it's like a lot going on in your life, then that kind of brief, really strong stressor can do the opposite and like be too much. And I felt like that was this year that for me. So I haven't done it, but I've just taken cold showers at home, and I feel like that's somewhat smoother for me. And that's not triggered in a bad way. But, so it's like, it's interesting. For some people, it can be exactly what they need for you, but then it can be the total opposite.
I think this comes down to being able to read your body.
Yeah.
You know what
exactly.
I mean? And having that understand. One thing that I really do appreciate is because I was in, really, really great shape.
Yeah.
And I think that what that allowed me to do is understand what my body feels.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I can feel when something's not right.
Mm-hmm.
Like the nutritional side with my gallbladder and
mm-hmm.
how I eat food.
Mm-hmm.
Something just doesn't feel right.
Okay.
Like I haven't done any tests. I haven't done a blood test. I don't.
Mm-hmm.
But something.
But you just know.
I just have this feeling like my body's not getting enough.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It sounds weird, but I feel like I'm pretty in tune with my body
mm-hmm.
after I have focused on improving my body's condition.
Mm-hmm.
So now I kind of get these feelings like the hot shower. I'm like,
mm-hmm.
it just doesn't feel good, and I turn it down. I'm like, oh, that kind of feels good.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And for you also,
yeah,
now being in tune with your body and going, the ice is too much.
Yeah.
Like that's, it's not calming me down the same way that it was before.
Yeah.
And then getting in the shower and going, okay, this is all right.
This is okay.
This is good.
Yeah.
But getting in tune with your body can be tough.
Yeah, and I think that's also where the poisonous things comes in, because
100%.
so many people are too poisoned, so they can't. They have no connection to their body and just can't tap into that because there's too much poison, and it's so poisoned from mostly food, but also all of this, like just everything that is going on. So yeah,
that's a really good point.
Mm-hmm.
All these things around us that create this energy within ourselves that isn't in tune with what we actually need.
Yeah.
And honestly, entrepreneurship can be, and in sometimes it can be a poisonous aspect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's, you know what I mean? Like that's there is an aspect that people don't like to talk about, but there's a aspect of entrepreneurship where it's just not good for you.
Yeah.
There are aspects of being an entrepreneur that are just not good for your health.
Yeah, there are. And I also feel like a hypocrite almost every day because I coach other people how to live a good, healthy life. And I know exactly, it's not like I don't know, but it's like I just can't do it right now myself because of work, business. And then I still tell other people how to do it. So it's like, it feels very like flipped. But I think also it's temporary. Everything is temporary. So
100%.
Yeah.
I want to talk a little bit about this, creating this kind of foundational element to your life.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, this is something which I find really important to the well-being aspect of health and wellness.
Mm-hmm.
I think you have your morning routine,
mm-hmm.
and that kind of stems off into a bit of an evening routine also.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever happens in between there, as
mm-hmm.
bad as it gets,
mm-hmm.
you always maintain those two factors.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think there's benefit to people creating just a small part of their day? If they have all this poisonous stuff around them, if they're an entrepreneur that
mm-hmm.
stress all day,
mm-hmm.
or they're a new mom,
mm-hmm.
with different routines and
mm-hmm.
different aspects of life kind of coming left, right, and center. Yeah. Do you think there's benefit to creating a small part of your day as a kind of, quote unquote, foundational aspect?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Because if you have your like routines and your base solid, it doesn't matter what comes here, throws, because it just, of course it's...
Because rock bottom then is never rock bottom.
Exactly.
If you think of it that way.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, these things that you create yourself, your routines, you can affect that, and you can choose yourself, and it's your work. But then the stuff that comes, that's things you can't control anyway. So why put all the energy on that and be like, everything is like, oh fuck, this is so horrible, and this happened. Yeah, it happened, but it's gonna happen again, and you can't control it. So don't put the energy there. Put it into the things you can control, and then you have that, strong foundation.
100%.
Yeah.
I think that's really where I wanted to get to.
Yeah.
Because for me, so for Momotoko, I ran a leadership workshop about a month ago, and we spoke about stress management. It's something that even employees really struggle with on a day-to-day basis. Managers and supervisors, when you get that increased level of responsibility, that comes with stress. And a part of that stress management course was the way in which our hormones react to stress. And there's kind of two ways to mitigate that. One way is to expose yourself to the same stress over and over and over again until the hormone release decreases.
Okay.
That happens scientifically.
Yeah.
So in my case, like, I've dealt with so much now that I really don't get stressed.
Yeah.
Especially relative to business.
Okay.
But like family life, sometimes that really stressed me out.
Okay.
Because it's not something I've been exposed to over and over and over again. It's something that kind of comes out of the blue.
Yeah.
And the other way to mitigate stress is to have, even if you just have 10% of your day focused on something that you do every day, and it calms you down, and it gives you a sense of control, that's enough to deal with the other 90% of the bullshit.
Exactly.
I'm glad you agree with me.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. That's what my morning routine is, because sometimes when it's not like I do it 100% every day, because sometimes I just don't have the time, and sometimes I get home very late, and then it's like, okay, now sleep is more important this particular day. So the days I don't do it, it's not going well because I don't have my foundation. I didn't do the thing that I know that is helping me when shit gets thrown at me. And but when I have done it, it's like it doesn't matter, like, because it's at 10%, but it's still so important.
Yeah.
And it's like so weird.
Yeah.
But and everybody has that possibility. Everybody can do it, but people should just do it.
Should the routine necessarily be healthy though?
What do you mean?
Well, if you have a routine of waking up and eating a block of chocolate, right? Even though that's something you control and something you do.
Yeah. It should definitely be something that is supportive for you, and not something that is unsupportive. And waking up at night, first of all, is not supportive, and eating was a chocolate is not supportive. So yeah, it should definitely be something healthy.
Yeah, something that allows you to get in tune with your body over a long period of time.
Yeah.
So if you do that like 10% every day, and you find something that calms you down and is in tune with your body's needs, vitamins, fresh air with your walks, cold showers for your stress relief, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
And then eventually that 10% grows to like a much stronger mental aspect of your life.
Yeah, it does. Really does.
Is there any days which you have missed your routine?
Which I've missed? What do you mean? Is there
any days that you've not done your routine?
Yeah, there is a lot. Like, for example, this morning I had my first class at 7 a.m. So I wake up 5:25. I don't have the full 2.5 hours because I'm not going to wake up 4:25. I'm not going to do that. Okay? So I skipped the walk, but I did all the other stuff. But that was still like, okay, because I anyway, like, I had classes from 7. So I was anyway
going to
your
wake. Activity.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I was anyway going to wake up my body.
Yeah.
And then, well, Sundays is quite holy for me. I don't wake up 5:25 on Sundays. I just wake up whenever I wake up, and then if I feel like going for a walk, I do. But I don't have any on Sundays. I don't feel like I need that to function anyway because it's a rest day. So yeah, I would say it's like.
So although you have this routine, I think you also need to show your mind flexibility in some cases.
Yeah.
Because if you hold too tightly onto that, it can also create stress.
It really can.
You know, and if you just think about, oh my God, I didn't go for my walk today, you know, and you think about that over and over and over again, eventually it becomes a negative thing.
Yeah, exactly. And that's a fine line because you want to be like, hold yourself accountable and do the things you know you feel good doing. But then to me, in my life right now, it's impossible to do it 100% all the time. And then I just have to be okay with that, and I have to be kind to myself and that it's okay, because otherwise it's not nice.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, it was really great to talk with you.
Thank you for having me.
I'm going to stop it there because I think we've spoken about some really key aspects of what Wellbeing is.
Yeah.
Tell me, if somebody wants to get in contact with you, if someone wants to sign up for your classes, tell them how they do that.
Easiest through my website, I would say. Studio VS with a .fi, and then on Instagram also it's quite easy. So that's Wellbeing by Sara.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Come and jump, please, everybody.
Cool. Really great to have you on the show.
Thank you for having me. This was fun. It wasn't so scary.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I hope we get to talk more one day.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks.